One.
Hello, my name is Bloody Honey, and I'm here to show off Card Witch. I totally just set up this nice setup so I could see the chat and everything, and completely lost it. Okay, there we go. Hello! My name is Robert. I'm Bloody Honey on Twitter, and this is Card Witch, a very much in development Battle Network inspired game by Alpha 6 Productions. So I could keep talking about what it is, but like the easiest way is just to show you what it is. Let's go. Let's do a quick match. So Card Witch is exactly what you'd expect from a Battle Network inspired game. We got our grid, we got our circuit up top. What's the same isn't as interesting as what's changed. We got rid of card codes, so instead of using codes, the bar up top is segmented. Each segment of the bar counts as a point of MP, which is represented on the cards by the stars down below, which means for each segment of MP you have, you can use a card equal to that cost. We chose that because I never liked the card codes in Battle Network. I'm sorry, it's probably blasphemous. I always thought there would be much more interesting decks if we got rid of them. So, let's get into it. So, features include, we definitely stole some of the best parts of Battle Network. The parts that aren't quite in there yet, they might get there. We have, and in this current demo we have built, we have the combat mode, just fights, endless battle, fights against all 4 of our enemies at once. We decided we were going to remove the 3 enemy limit for the demo, because it was just interesting to see what would happen with 4 enemies happen on screen at the same time. It turns out it's pretty intense. We have our duels, which are just straight up fight a much stronger version of each of our base enemies. And then we have a built-in tutorial, which teaches you how to play the game, a few advanced tactics. This demo, as I said, it's very alpha, very incomplete, but there may be an update soon to add more challenges just before we go on to full development into the full complete game. Let's queue up another fight real fast while I talk. So Card Witch is, once completed, will be a full Battle Network inspired RPG, which includes story mode. We're going to include multiplayer, everything we can. Everything that's doable in the realms of possibility, which for us, so far is amazingly low bar. We've been able to do this pretty fast. But that includes just a number of bosses, several bosses, each boss meeting the Battle Network style of X-Man, except they're X-Witch. So we have bosses such as Flame Witch, Earth Witch, Cyber Witch, Snail Witch. We flipped the red and blue color scheme because in our canon, which we haven't actually gotten on paper yet, Julia is actually the villain. Julia's purpose in the story is that she shows up to a city one day and takes it over entirely. Which is to say, she kicks the man who's in charge out and becomes the mayor. Most of the game is other witches coming from a general, greater organization of witches known as the Clock Tower Institute coming to bring her to justice for this. While she kind of goes on a one-woman joyride with the city and everything inside of it. Oops, I got counter hit there. I forgot that we have the No Buster Challenge set. So with the demo here, which on top of being the battle simulator, we have challenges built in, such as win this battle with no buster, win this battle without taking hits, etc. Card codes are balancing tools, that's correct, but we figured if we created the MP system, we could balance them the same way. Instead of being this card is tied to these codes in place, we could say this card is worth this value. The idea as well is that with the equipment system we have built in, which is similar to the Navi customizer system from the later battle networks, we could modulate that. So you could build your deck with all three MP cards. You just have a hard time using cards each turn. You would be strapped for MP. But it's possible you could build yourself in such a way that you reduce the cost of them, or to expand your bar out. Oh no, I'm not saying you disagree. It's just you just remind me of a thing I needed to explain. Sorry, I got here at like the last minute, so a lot of my explanation is coming off the cuff. There will be an overworld, yes. A lot of the intention is to build out a full RPG, and we've started on the world map tech. We have a sort of low poly 3D world for Julia to walk around in. We would have showed you that, but we literally ran out of time to do it. Sorry. Is there any other questions while I'm here? Meanwhile, let me queue up another challenge. We're actually working on one. We recently started revamping all of our social media and networking, so it may be a little second, but if you follow us on Twitter, I'm BloodyHoney _, and my artist is Charlene Maximum. I'll put the links in the chat later if you can't spell those, it's fine. And my programmer Jesse at Super Blizzard. We're basically ramping up into like full development soon, so there might be like a landing page and like a channel to follow and such very soon. Now, I did this challenge pretty bad to begin with, but the Endless Gauntlet has monsters spawn in immediately after you defeat the last wave. We actually have the functionality to localize the game. So all the text in the game is actually separated out from the code, so it should be easy to do localization, swap it out with Japanese text, Spanish text, etc. Multiplayer plans are on development. We're currently trying to figure out how to do network implementation as a whole, because that turns out that's way tougher than we thought. But the idea with Carwitch is to do what we can to place every like functionality you expect from a Battle Network game, and including multiplayer battles, including card traders, etc. I forgot to grab cards. I accidentally screwed myself there. Good job, me. I should have grabbed that tape. Also, yes, our composer, Iris, is here. Hi, Iris. I forgot about you. I'm sorry. Ghoul Powder is who made these tunes you're hearing right now. And they've all been lovingly chopped and screwed, and is low-key like the most important part of this development. This game would be nothing if it weren't for this good sound. So the thing with the MP system is, on top of being a way to redistribute how the card codes work, it also serves as a sort of countdown, and I feel like adds tension to the fights. But also, the dollar signs and asterisks are kind of a leftover from development to distinguish how the enemies are set up. We were gonna clean those up, but you forget some things. Yes, there's a lot of Third Strike influence in how our designs work. There's a hidden Ryu mule kick in there for anybody who can find it. You know what? That's a good question. I feel like she's more of a Tekken lady these days. I'll pass the invite along. We're working on that bit, cause the thing they don't tell you is money. Games development costs money. I think it depends on how things go into the next year and how development goes. There may be a crowdfunding situation. I'll definitely be sure to very loudly let everyone know how that goes. Now I want to show off a card that we just added today, which is low-key my new favorite. Why would you not want to be an imp? They're so nice. They're like wonderful little construction men. Yes, because of tech that allows us to separate out things in the code from their display, we actually accidentally wound up inventing a bunch of cards that let you transform into the enemies. There's a tournament associated with it, but if you get the card, you could be a nightmare if you wanted. The nightmare being this large knight man in front of me with the sword head. Ah, shit. Oh no. I'm just taking a lot to not hum along with this. I need y'all to know. Thank goodness for Ghoul Powder on our team. Put myself in a bad situation. So a down the side of the imp ritual is I don't have a way to reach the gunslave in the back, and also because it's flying, my shockwave won't work. Checkmate me. please. Please, my family. I can't die on my own stream. I can't play myself in my own stream. We haven't quite implemented a program advanced system yet. Anyway, I feel like we got the point of that. Any other questions while I'm here? Also, I have not been checking the clock. I don't know if I went over time or not. Oh no, I'm still good. I still have 15 minutes. Well, let's hit the Fatal 4 because I just want to have a bad time real fast. My favorite flavor of ice cream? That's a good question. I'm low-key a big fan of vanilla. Yes. It's just the simple flavor. Everyone likes vanilla. We don't have a trailer cut together yet. What was the other? I saw another question, I just missed it. How large are decks? The decks are, they range from 20 to 30. Each deck has a limit of up to 3 cards of the same name, with the card classes being broken into Standard, Arc Magic, and High Magic. Standard, High Magic, and Arc Magic in that order. You can have up to 3 High Magic in your deck and up to 1 Arc Magic in your deck. What was another question? We will not have a style system, but we will have a equipment system, which works more like the Paper Mario badge system versus just I don't know what a standard Mega and Giga is. So what are you talking about? But it's much like the customizer system, except instead of the Tetris bit, it's more like the Paper Mario badge system. So you could equip things to Julia to modularly change how she plays. There will be costumes, which are tied to that same system, because all the characters are separated in different parts of the sprite, so we can just swap out parts. If you want casual clothes, Julia, we can do that. Not this second, though. Please don't ask me to demonstrate that right now. Jeez. Oh, that was a bad play. That's on me. Man, I definitely blew through all my topics way faster than I thought I would. I talked way too fast. So I'm just gonna keep playing until somebody asks me something. How y'all doing tonight? This is my first time doing anything with TeamBN's because I didn't know y'all existed until recently. That's a good question. That's a secret. There may or may not be a Bloody Honey's Palace. The weather out here is great. I live in South Carolina. It's hot. You know what? We were talking about changing some of the descriptions, but nah, that one might stay. Nope, not enough MP. We will look into that, a tiny fairy. Boy, it turns out I'm really bad at my game when people are watching. There will not be a Bot Type cameo, but there may be a Joylancer cameo. Speaking of which, if you have not heard of our other game, the legendary Motor Knight Joylancer, please take a look at that. That's also in development. The card at the bottom right is your graveyard. So every time you use a card, your card gets sent to, well, your graveyard. And there are cards that manipulate that. In fact, let me edit the deck so I can show that one off. Let's take out Wild Growth and add in Recall. And I can probably drop a front kick as well. Also, our artist is in the chat, trying to put the link to Joylancer on, but unfortunately, I think there's a link block? There's probably a link block. I will post a bunch of links at the end related to that. Okay, let's float for my mental health. Make this a little easier on me. I'm gonna get to demonstrate the thing I want to demonstrate. Give me a card. Yes. So in the right corner there is the indication of what is currently in your graveyard. Recall is one of the cards that manipulates your graveyard. So now I have my Blade card back. It's sort of like Folder Back if Folder Back wasn't completely broken. The discard pile just is a stack of every card you've used, top to bottom. So you could, in theory, just recall your way to the bottom if you could come up with a strategy to do that. However, recall is not placed in the graveyard when you use it. It's set as a sort of I only know how to use this in Battle Network terms, in Yu-Gi-Oh terms. I'm so sorry. It's going to be in the Banish section, so that you can't, in theory, infinitely recall. But it also means you won't get in a recall loop where you call the card that you just recalled, which was recalled, and recall back and forth forever. let's get us... Basically. There are other recalls that pull from further in the graveyard as well. They are definitely on the books, just not in yet. That is a good question. I will, maybe we should limit that. No, no. There will definitely be recalling Giga Chips. Reward your ingenuity. When was GDC this year? Car Witch has been in development since about March. And it's mostly been done on the battle system because we wanted to make sure it was airtight. Boy, howdy, I sure did go, sure did get countered a lot there. Again, if you really like the music, you should really give Ghoul Powder a follow. She is done phenomenal work here. How are we doing on time? Am I stepping on anyone's toes yet? I don't know, actually.
You're good, but if you want to start wrapping things up.
Alright, in that note, Car Witch was a special bonus. I would say look under your seats, but I don't know where you guys are sitting. We'll be releasing this demo out tonight. It'll just be a quick demo. We might do a low-key secret update soon to add a few more features in, a few more things that we saw in this chat. And we will see you in the future, hopefully.
Yeah.
And again, you can find us at alpha6.itch.io.
That, or you can do exclamation mark.
Or you can do exclamation mark. I just saw that bot. Thanks, bot. I can't read that.
Yeah, I don't know. Awesome. Well, thanks for showing it off. Next up, we're going to have a demonstration from TeamBN's, one of their... So, yeah, thanks for showing that off.
No problem. Glad to be here. Hopefully I can be back with much more of the show next year.
Well, thank you.